Welcome back dear student and Jai Swaminarayan. In the previous video, we were discussed about a exercise question up to 2.8. Now in this video, we are discussing a remaining question of the exercise 2.9, 2.10, 2.11, 2.12 and 2.13. So dear student, let us start with the exercise question number 2.9. Exercise question number 2.9. The photographer of a house occupies an area of a 1.75 centimeter square on a 35 slide. Right? The photographer of a house occupies an area of 1.75 centimeter square on a 35 slide. The slide is projected onto the screen and the area of house on the screen is a 1.55 meter square. What is the linear magnification of the projector screen arrangement? So here we need to find the linear magnification. What do you mean by the linear magnification? Linear magnification is the area of the image to the original area, right? So here the area of the object is a 1.5 centimeter square. We need to convert this 1.5 centimeter square into meter square. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 raised to minus 2 meter. So 1 centimeter square is equal to 10 raised to minus 4 meter square. So area of the object is given to the area of the house is given to a 1.75 centimeter square, or in the meter square 1.75 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter square. Now area of the house on the screen, that is the area of the image produced on the screen. So area of the image is a 1.55 meter square. Now we calculate the aerial magnification. What is the formula of the aerial magnification? Aerial magnification is the area of the image, that means the area of the house on the screen, divided by area of the object, that is the area of the house occupied by a photographer original object, right? So we get the aerial magnification m is equal to 1.55 divided by original area is 1.75 into 10 raised to minus 4. So if you calculate this, we get the answer aerial magnification m is equal to 0.8857 into 10 raised to 4. So from this aerial magnification, we can calculate linear magnification. Linear magnification is the square root of the aerial magnification. So the linear magnification is equal to under root of square root of aerial magnification. Aerial magnification we got the 0.8857 into 10 raised to 4. So under root of 0.8857 into 10 raised to 4. So we get the answer 0.941. Square root of 0.8857 is a 0.941 into square root of 10 raised to 4 is a 10 raised to 2. So we get the 94.1. So the image produced on the screen, the image of the house produced on the screen is 94.1 times magnified than the original object, right? Understand this example. How we calculate the linear magnification? Aerial magnification is the area of image to the area of object, and from that we calculate the linear magnification. It is equal to the square root of the aerial magnification, right? Now example number 2.10. In the example 2.10, various questions are given. State the number of significant figure of the following digit, right? So here the first number is given to you 0.007. What is the significant digit in the 0.007? There is only one significant digit, 7. We not consider these three zeros in a significant figure as per the rules for counting a significant digit. So to understand about more about a significant digit rule and the rules for the significant digit, see the video of the significant figure, right? So here these two zeros and this zero are not considered as a significant digit. So in the number 0.007 meter square, there is only one significant digit, is only 7, right? Second number is given to you 2.64 into 10 raised to 24. So in this there are only three significant digits, 2, 6 and 4. This 10 raised to 24 we are not considering in a significant digit, right? So 10 raised to power we are not considered in the significant digit. So in this significant figure 2.64 into 10 raised to 24 kg, there are only three significant digits, 2, 6 and 4. Now in the number 0.2370 gram per centimeter cube. So in a 0.2370 there are four significant digits, 2, 3, 7 and 0. Trailing zeros in a number with the decimal point, trailing zeros are considered as a significant digit, right? So this zero is considered as a significant digit. So in the number 0.2370 there are four significant digits, right? Similarly 6.320 there are four significant digits, 6, 3, 2 and 0. Similarly 6.032, how many significant digits in the 6.032, right? This zero is considered as a significant digit because as per the rules of the significant digit, all the zeros between the two non-zeros are considered as a significant digit. So in a number 6.032 there are four significant digits, 6, 0, 3 and 2, right? Understand? Now in this 0.0006032, right, there are four significant digits, these three zeros, right? The number with the decimal point, the zeros on the left side of the first non-zero digit are not considered as a significant digit. So in the number 0.0006032 there are only four significant digits, 6, 0, 3 and 2. So dear student, understand about how to calculate the significant figure and a significant digit in any number. For the more detail about a significant digit and the significant figure, see the previous video of the significant figure and rules for finding a significant figure. Right now, example number 2.11. The length, breadth and the thickness of the rectangular sheet of a metal are 4.234, 1.005 meter and 2.01 centimeter respectively. So here the length is given to you 4.234 meter, breadth is given to you 1.005 meter and height is given to you 2.01 centimeter. First we need to convert this centimeter into the meter. So 2.01 centimeter is equal to 0.0201 meter. Now give the area and the volume of the sheet to the correct significant figure. So with the correct to the significant figures, calculate the area of the rectangular sheet and volume of the rectangular sheet. So for that, in all the three, length, breadth and height, how many number of the significant figures are there? So in the length there are four significant digits, in the breadth there are four significant figures, in the height there are three significant figures are there. So we need to correct the area of and volume up to the three significant digit, right? So how we calculate the area of the rectangular sheet? The area of the rectangular sheet is given by the formula 2 into the bracket LB plus BH plus LH. So length into breadth plus breadth into height plus length into height. So if we put the value of all the L, B and H, length, breadth and height. So length is equal to 4.234 multiplied by breadth is a 1.005 plus B into H. B is a 1.005, H is a 0.0201 and L and H. L is a 4.234 and H is a 0.0. So if you calculate the area of rectangular sheet, we get the answer 8.61564. So this answer we need to convert up to the 3 significant digit, right? So we rounding up the this value up to the 3 significant digit, right? So how we round up the value? So see the previous video for rounding of the value up to the correct significant digit. So minimum significant figure in a given values are a 3. So the area after the round off A is equal to 8.61, right? So if we remove these 4, we left preceding digit as it is because the 4 is less than 5. Now if we remove this 6, we add 1 to the preceding digit. So we get the answer 8.616 and again we remove this 6, we get the 8.62. So the area of rectangular sheet up to the correct significant digit is the 8.62, right? So now volume of the sheet. So what is the formula of the volume of the rectangular sheet? V is equal to LBH. So if you multiply LB and H, we get the answer 0.0855 28917. Now we need to round up this value up to the 3 significant figure. So if you round up the value of the volume up to the 3 significant digit, we get the answer 0.0855 meter cube. Now exercise question number 2.12. The mass of the box measured by the grocer's balance is a 2.300 kg. Right? In this 2.300 kg, there are 4 significant digits are there. 2 gold pieces of mass 20.15 gram and 20.17 gram are added to the box. What is the total mass of the box? So here the mass of the box is a 2.3 kg. Mass of the first gold piece is a 20.15 gram. So we need to convert this 20.15 gram into the kilogram. So 20.15 divided by 1000, we get the 0.02015 kg, right? Mass of the second gold piece is a 20.70 gram. So it is equal to 0.02017 kg, right? So the total mass is a 2.3 plus 0.02015 plus 0.02017. We get the answer 2.34032 kg. Now in the addition or subtraction, we correct the result up to the significant figure after the decimal point. So in this all the 3 number after the decimal point there is only one significant figure, right? So we need to round up this value up to the correct decimal point. After a decimal point there is only one digit, right? So the total mass of the box is a 2.3 kg, right? Understand? So if you round up this value 2.34032 up to the one decimal point, we get the answer 2.3 kg, right? So now next example number 2.13 of the exercise. Question number 2.13 of the exercise. A physical quantity P is related to the 4 observable quantity A, B, C and D as follow. P is equal to A cube B square divided by root C into D. The percentage error of the measurement in A, B, C and D are 1%, 3%, 4% and 2%. Percentage error in A is a 1%, percentage error in B is a 3%, percentage error in a C is a 4% and percentage error in D is a 2% respectively. What is the percentage error in the quantity P? If the value of P is calculated using the above relation, turns out to be a 3.763, to what value should you round up the result? Right? So, dear student, P is related by this equation A cube B square divided by under root C and D. So, the percentage error in P, delta P by P into 100 is equal to 3 times. Why 3 times? Because the power of A is a 3. So, 3 times the percentage error in A plus 2 times the percentage error in B plus 1 by 2 times the percentage error in C plus percentage error in D. Right? So, we get the percentage error in A is a 1%. So, 3 into 1% plus 2 into 3% plus 1 by 2 into 4% plus 2%. We get a percentage error in P is a 13%. And in the 13%, the number of significant figure is a 2. So, in the measurement 3.763, we round up this value up to the 2 significant digit, because the significant digit in the percentage error is 2. So, if you round up this value up to the 2 significant digit, we get the answer 3.8, right? So, the measurement or calculated P is calculated using this relation, we get the answer 3.8. Now, example number 2.14. A book with the many printing errors contains the 4 different formulas of the displacement y of a particle undergoing a certain periodic motion. There are 4 formulas are given to you. Y is equal to a sin 2 pi t by capital T, y is equal to a sin vt plus third y is equal to a by t sin t by a, y is equal to a by root 2 sin 2 pi t by capital T plus cos 2 pi t by capital T, where a is the maximum displacement of the particle. So, we can say that the displacement of the particle, v is the speed of the particle and t is the periodic time of the motion. Rule out the wrong formula on the dimensional ground. With the help of the dimensional analysis, we find out the which formula is wrong. So, in all the formulas, the sine angle is given to you. So, what is the formula of the angle? The dimensional formula of the angle is 0. So, we check the dimensional formula of all the angles. So, in a first one, we put a dimensional formula of 2 pi. 2 pi is a constant. So, its a dimensional formula is 0, 0, 0. T, the dimensional formula of T is a T1 divided by the dimensional formula of T is a T1. So, we get the dimensional formula of this angle is a 0, 0, 0. So, this equation, first equation is a correct representation of the period displacement of the particle, right? Because here the dimensional formula of the angle must be, we get the 0, 0, 0, right? So, in the first equation, the dimensional formula of this angle is, we get a 0, 0, 0. So, first equation is dimensionally correct equation. Now, what about the second equation? In the second equation, the angle is given to you V into T. So, what is the dimensional formula of V into T? The dimensional formula of V is a m0, L1 and T minus 1. And dimensional formula of T is a T1. So, we get the answer m0, L1, T0. But the dimensional formula of angle is m0, L0 and T0. So, this one is not matched with the dimensional formula of angle. So, this equation, second equation is a incorrect equation. Similarly, if you calculate for the third equation, the dimensional formula is not matched with the dimensional formula of angle. So, third equation is also a incorrect equation and fourth equation is a correct equation. So, dear student, Try to find out the dimensional formula of all the angles, and if the dimensional formula of the angle is 0, 0, 0, the equation is a correct equation. Otherwise the equation is not correct equation. So in this, all the four equation, equation first and equation 4 are a dimensionally correct equation, while the equation 2 and equation 3 are the dimensionally incorrect equation. Now dear student, one another important example of the exercise is exercise question number 2.24. So let us discuss this answer of this question or example. When the planet Jupiter is at a distance of 824.7 million kilometer from the Earth. So distance of the Jupiter from the Earth is given to you 824.7 million kilometer from the Earth. Its angular diameter is measured 35.72 second of a arc, second arc. Calculate the diameter of the Jupiter. So the distance between the Earth and Jupiter is given to you capital D is equal to 824.7 million kilometer. Million, that means the 10 raised to 6. So the distance between the Earth and Jupiter is 824.7 into 10 raised to 6 kilometer. The angular diameter of the Jupiter is theta is equal to 35.72 second. We need to convert this 35.72 second into the radian. Dear student, you know that 1 second is equal to 4.85 into 10 raised to minus 6 radian. So 35.72 into 4.85 into 10 raised to minus 6 radian. So as per the formula of the angular diameter, theta is equal to small d divided by d, where small d is the diameter of the Jupiter. So small d is equal to theta into capital D, right? So theta here 35.72 into 4.85 into 10 raised to minus 6 radian into capital D is equal to 824.7 into 10 raised to 6. So if you calculate this, we get the diameter of the Jupiter is 1.429 into 10 raised to 5 kilometer. Right? Understand, dear student? So now dear student, understand all the question answer explained in the video. So dear student, I hope that you understand that all the question answer of the exercise of chapter number 2 explained in the video. Thank you very much for watching my video.